Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two brandies, one from France, one from California. This is from Cognac, France. It's called Bisquit VS from Bisquit and Dobouché. Uh, the last names of the founders of the company, Andre Bisquit and his son-in-law, Mr. Dobouché. I can't remember his first name. Anyway, this bottle is from 1954, believe it or not. Thank you, Amy, next door, giving it to me. I said, I'm not trying to take your liquor. She said, we're never going to drink it. It's going to waste. She said, I only paid $1 for it at an estate sale. So I took it. And this runs about $30. You can get it at Total Wine in some towns. $30 for the VS, the 2 to 4 year age. Now there's a VSOP that is on the website link below, and it runs about $60. And if you want to step up to the top, the XO, which is aged about 6 to 10 years, that's going to be $210. $210. Now, Corbell, California brandy. Here's Corbell, California champagne sellers, but they make, they're famous for champagne, all the champagne, but they make brandy. And this was introduced in 1889 by an immigrant from the German Confederation, right? Maximilian, what's his name? Maximilian Corbell. He died anyway, about 1940, same year as Paul Masson, I think. But his family, same old story. They didn't want to run it, or it was too many descendants. So they sold out. It's owned by another family now, Brown/Forman. It's owned by the Brown-Forman company, who owns Jack Daniels. Corbell, this is the time of the year you're going to see Corbell everywhere. Champagne displays and all the liquor store, beer store, wine stores. Okay. I cannot get Corbell brandy in this town. I bought this at Cognac's in New Orleans, and it was $15 for the liter. So now we're talking about $15 for a liter. I've never seen the 750 versus 30 for the 750. So is the VS from Bisquit going to be better than the Corbell? No designation, by the way, on the Corbell, VS, VSOP, etc. It's just Corbell brandy. And it goes on and on. I'm not going to read all this in the background about how fabulous it is. Yes, their champagne is very popular in Louisiana. Their brandy is not popular. Pour the whiskey barrel brandy. Brandy aged in authentic whiskey barrels. Most likely, what? Jack Daniels, right? Makes sense, because they own both. Meticulously crafted and aged in authentic whiskey barrels, our story brandy is to be savored, either neat or as a rich alternative to whiskey in a classic cocktail. So you can get the California brandy, 2-time gold medal winner. If you want to step up, you can get the VSOP, which is definitely not going to be $14 a liter. Or you can get the XS, extra spicy. I guess that would stand for, that's the spiced. I did a duo examination of this product, Corbell XS, with Tanya Makowski of California once. We both liked it. You can get the Corbell 12. Francis, I said Maximilian. Francis Corbell 12-year. Hand-built Appalachian oak barrels. I mean, you're going to pay a whole lot of money for that. Limited production, if you ever find it. You're probably talking about $70, $80. I think I saw that. Corbell 18-year age. Now we're talking about $150 to $200 more than likely. Or you can really go up to the Corbell 25-year age brandy, ultra premium. You probably have to special order it. And it's probably going to be $300 or $400. Okay. So it's your call. Both of these companies put out regular price products, this for $30 or Corbell for $15 the liter. But you can go up the ladder very high, and you can pay $210 for the Bisquit, or you could pay hundreds of dollars for the 25-year-old Corbell, probably $300-400. Just like Jose Cuervo, you know, I'm going to go pay $15 and get a bottle of Jose Cuervo tequila. Fine, most popular tequila in the world. But Total Wine has a Jose Cuervo that's $400, $425. Much different than what you're going to get off the shelf at Walmart, okay? You would assume, you would hope. Okay. I don't think this is going to be much of a challenge because I think the Bisquit is a much higher grade product, and it's got deep oak flavor, like French oak, so it's just infused with that. The Corbell's fine, got a little caramel taste, grape skins and all. It's nice, mild, mellow, a little bit bland, a little ordinary, but that's what it is because that's what you pay at an ordinary price. Sort of Jack Daniels of brandy type situation. Plastic cap cover. It has the rubberized cork, you know, not a real cork, the more like a stopper. It's tight. All right. There you go. I think sometime this weekend I might buy the Kessler American Blended by request of Beer Hounds Beer Reviews, because he's never going to let it go. So I'm going to have to buy the bottle. Then I can go back to the Classic Club for the next go round of Blended American Whiskey Classic Club, which I know is Sazerac. You can tell it's got all the telltale signs with their pretty obvious alias names, their distinct bottle design. There's so many clues that you can use to identify a Sazerac alias product, or even with Heaven Hill. Also, Heaven Hill, they try to mask it, like pretend it's some other company. You know, Quality Distillers Group of Bardstown, Kentucky, blah blah blah, and then you're like, it's clearly Heaven Hill. Well, as usual, the Bisquit is much darker copper, and the Corbell is lighter copper. They're both copper color, but the Corbell is not as dark. How many years is Corbell aged? Well, they don't say on the website, but they might say on the bottle somewhere. Didn't I remember there being an age statement? I guess not. I thought there was some. It was like real low profile, like almost hidden, like the Johnny Walker Red Label. I've seen a lot of video reviews where people say, this has no age statement. They go on and on. I'm like, no, if you look carefully at the bottle, it's almost in microscopic print. Underneath the UPC code, it says this whiskey is aged at least 3 years. Now, you said, well, that's the minimum for Scotch. Yeah, so they're not really touting it. You know, they're not trying to say, oh, yeah, this is our base model. It's really cheap. No, naturally. So they don't focus on the age statement with Johnny Walker Red Label. They just kind of like, it's there listed and they move on. Be Aviation. Buenos dias, Ron. Buenos dias to you. Okay. Thanks for watching. Aroma here is like caramel. And I think I remember saying the Corbell had like a nougat aroma, like the Three Musketeers, that marshmallow filling type weird stuff in Three Musketeers bar. I never buy those I never buy chocolate bars anymore because I remember they used to be like 50 cents and they were pretty big. Now they're like $1.25 and you can take 2 bites and it's gone. Shrinkflation. And we have terrible inflation right now, thanks to the incompetent, bumbling United States government. But they try as hard to be tyrannical as they don't try as hard to do their job right. Well, they don't know how to do their job right. whether they try it or not. That's what incompetence means. Like, you're not capable of doing the job, even if you wanted to do it. This is much deeper wood. So I'm gonna tell you right now, on aroma, I know this is the biscuit without even tasting it. Because I know, okay, Corbell is aged in whiskey barrels. Fine. It's probably old Jack Daniels whiskey barrels. Is it going to really make them great, wonderful, exceptional? And no, it's just they got leftover whiskey barrels, so they use them. I mean, it's the same company. They're not going to go buy new barrels when they got them. I'm not saying it detracts from it. It doesn't hurt it. But it's probably just not adding anything. Whereas this French oak or whatever, however they're doing it at Bisquit, it's just like soaked in wood. It's just like a wood across the board. So I'm going to call it on aroma only. This is the Bisquit. Yes. But we'll taste it for what it's worth. Kevin Johnson said, it would be interesting to see you do some wine taste challenges. And the problem with that, though, is that the wine is not going to stay good like the liquor. See, the liquor, I could just take little sips, come back 6 months later, do another session with it, and, maybe twice a year address it. But the wine's going to go bad, and I don't want to drink it all. I only drink like 2 ounces of wine every day. That's my juice. So if I'm eating lunch, like literally 2 ounces, and then I just drink water for the rest of the liquid, I'll get thirsty, I drink water. So I would like to do it, but the practicality of it just doesn't exist too much. And same thing with beer. I don't do a lot of beer taste challenges because then you got to drink both. It's not like, well, I'll save the beer till later. No, you're not going to save it till later. It's going to go stale. I mean, flat, which is basically the same thing in a way. So, you know what I mean? Just like beer's got to be fresh. But then it's like you can't hardly stand drinking it. Okay, Corbell. It's fine. Remember, brandy is like grape whiskey. You say, no, you're wrong. Whiskey is grain brandy. Yeah, all right. Brandy is liquor made from grapes. And you say whiskey is brandy made from grain. They're comparable in that sense. And they're used the same way. Whiskey is used to make cocktails of every sort, and brandy is used to make cocktails of every sort. So they're kind of like comparable in that sense. They're both caramel color or copper color. Sometimes it's natural. They both have followings. Brandy is more popular in the Eastern Hemisphere, meaning, the far Eastern Hemisphere. Korea, China, whether it's mainland China or the island of Taiwan, the Pescador Islands, or the Kinmen Matsu, or the Philippines, very popular there, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Burma, Singapore. That's where brandy is really popular, all right? Whereas whiskey is very popular India is sort of the crossroads. So in India, you get a lot of brandy lovers and a lot of whiskey lovers. So that's where it starts to really become a 50-50 thing. But then west of India, then it's whiskey predominantly all the way to America. Now, brandy is also popular in Latin America, but then so is Scotch whiskey particularly. Bourbon. Bourbon's popular in America. Other countries, some people like it, but it's not like Scotch, where it's just so big. Oh, so very big. Funnily enough, you ever watch these English beer reviewers? They'll say, funnily enough. You don't really hear people around here saying that. But one of the most important brandy producing country, France, it's hardly drunk there. People don't like it generally in France. I mean, you can buy it. You got a very tiny minority of people that drink it, enough to keep it on the shelves, but it's not popular. 9 times out of 10, 95 out of 100 times, people are not going to be drinking brandy. Spain is an important brandy producer. California, of course, which is becoming almost like a separate country from the rest of the United States. I'd vote for it to become independent, get rid of California, let it become its own Cuba. Anyway, Armenia, brandy production's big there. Armenia, Russian Federation, Ukraine, Greece, Italy, Lebanon. You have some production there. Portugal, but not huge. There's so much wood here. It's just wood you like to go for a ride. The wood is just, wah, oh, wah. You say, what does that mean? Wah, wah. Well, I don't know what it means, but I know how it feels. Have you done a sake taste challenge before? Oh, no. Do you know what the main differences are between cognac and brandy? Yes. Cognac is brandy, but not all brandy is cognac. What I mean is that cognac is a brandy made in the Cognac region of France. Does it taste different than other brandy? Well, the Cognac Association is going to claim it does, but in reality, it doesn't really. It just tastes like brandy. It's more of a marketing thing, kind of like champagne. There's champagne from Champagne, France, tastes a lot different than American champagne and all that. Nah. Depends who you're talking to. Or they have a lot of people around here named Champagne, but they pronounce it Champagne. In Louisiana, I used to know a guy named Champagne, Leo Champagne. He had a very thick French accent, and he grew up along the bayou, and he went to World War II. And he said, yeah, I like going to France because I could talk to everybody, that was his job for the U.S. Army, to translate. They said, what that man saying? And he would tell them what he was saying in English. So they speak a different variation of French in Louisiana, the Cajun French. But he said, yeah, I could understand everybody. They could understand me. I've talked to people from France, and they say Cajun French they can understand it, but it's just like old-fashioned speaking. Like they use it. It's like hearing somebody from the old days speak. But of course, in Louisiana, to them, it's like normal speech. But like this man from France was telling me, well, in France, we'll say, look, it's raining outside. It's raining. But the Cajuns will say it's wet. Oh, look, it's wet. But they're going to understand what they mean. They don't mean it's lava erupting from a volcano. If somebody says, look, it's wet, then you know it means it's raining. Do you think daylight savings time should be abolished? Yes. I personally like a later sunset much better than an early sunrise. More sunlight after work when you have time to enjoy it. Well, it's not later suns. You're just manipulating the clock. The sun is setting at the normal time. It's just they're tricking you into thinking it's setting later. I hate daylight savings time. To me, it's just another one of these government asinine schemes to manipulate reality. Sort of like what they're doing now with healthcare and trying to prevent illness and contracting illnesses with their scamdemic. These people are mad. They're crazy. They're out of their mind. They're evil, They're bad. I mean, these people are bad. I mean, you say, why do you say they're bad? Well, because they do bad things. They'll do anything to have power, call peace war and call war peace. Like they'll have a war and they'll call it a peace operation. For instance, the First World War. They literally called the First World War a peace operation, a war to end all war. Well, you see how well that worked out. It's just, they lied. They're just a bunch of pack of liars, I'm sorry to say that, and it upsets people. They don't like to hear that, It's like, oh, don't talk about my government. I'm not talking about your government. I'm talking about this gang of lying liars who lie, go around looking for people to have a war against, like literally just look for people. Like a bully, looking to pick fights with people. So anyway, so if they're doing that, like in 1917, just be looking to fight people, why wouldn't they lie about, medical things or daylight savings time? I mean, yeah, of course. Absolute power absolutely corrupts, says Jacob Hubbard. Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, I've had people on Facebook say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And I'm like, because I'm anti-war. I mean, I don't understand that. But that's your mental deficiency. The way I look at it, it's like, I said I was against wars of aggression, and you took that as an insult, and you can't affiliate with people anymore because of that. Or I said I don't think the government should tell people who they can or cannot buy or sell from or do business with. Oh, how dare you say that? It's like, no, because I have sense. That's how I dared say it. But you're so weak, you can't debate the topic. No, I can't deal with people like that. If they weren't so busy being angry and hostile and that's the perfect word, volatile, maybe they could learn something. The same old story. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm so wonderful, I'm so much better than them. I'm not saying that at all. I don't believe that. I've just had the blessing. It's like a blessing to have the knowledge. It's not Gnostic knowledge. It's not like I have a secret doctrine, like the Gnostics believe. It's just a blessing from God that you have intelligence and you can be open-minded and you can read and you can learn. That's what I'm saying. And you're not closed-minded and you're not stuck in this like bad paradigm of understanding lies and accepting them as the truth. That's all I mean. Corbell's fine. I like to do liquor reviews because it's not all this like controversy. It's just objective, like this tastes like this and that tastes like that. It's fine. I mean, it's objective in that sense. It's subjective in what you think is the quality. But I think it's clearly cognac. The cognac is better. Corbell, would I recommend it? Yeah, I'd recommend it. $15 a liter. It's fine. And what are they saying on the website? Well, you could drink it neat. But then what is their focus? Cocktails. And they give you a whole list of cocktails. But you could try this cocktail, that cocktail, the other cocktail, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a cocktail person, so I think it's no better or worse than the other E&J, Paul Masson, Christian Brothers. Yeah, it's right in the mix with those. No better, no worse. Hartley, well, Hartley might be priced the same as the rest, sometimes $1 cheaper, but it's clearly inferior. I don't care if it comes from Italy or not. You say it's made with Italian brandy. I don't care if it's made with brandy from Mars. That stuff is whack. The VSOP is not so bad, but it's still, you have to laugh when you're drinking it. It's kind of fun to drink it because it's so bizarre, It's like the Some Bizarre show on USA Network during Night Flight. It's like, come on, Sazerac, y'all not serious, are you? But they play it straight. Like they have a straight face when they sell it. Like Hartley Brandy, their sell sheet is like, the exquisite flavor of Hartley Brandy, blah, 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 blah. I was like, come on, it's not even good. I know you wake up early every day, though, and I'm the opposite way. Yeah, it's true. I wonder where this giant communist revolution is coming from here in the States. Well, it's coming from a long heritage going back to at least, but actually long before, but at least July 14th, 1789. So it's just, you say, no, it goes back to the Garden of Eden with the serpent in the garden. Well, yes, that's really where it goes back to. But it's a big mess, but it is what it is. I mean, we deal with the situation at hand. And I have sympathy for people that are caught up in the deception. I'm not hostile to them. They're hostile to me. I'm not. I can make a list of all the people that took their ball and went home, and I needed to go buy them a towel to cry in. I sympathize with them because they're confused. They're following the wrong thing. I don't know what else to say about it. All right. Anyway, that's it. So I'm gonna go watch the news now. Is there a liquor that tastes good neat? I've given up on it. Well, Liquor is not for everybody. A lot of people hate it in general, hate it in particular, hate it all around. I don't love liquor. Like, if you told me, what if you could never drink liquor again for the rest of your life? I wouldn't care because I don't even drink it. I just do taste challenges and I do solo reviews. That's the truth. I mean, I would miss tasting the products. They're interesting to say, oh, let me try this. Oh, that tastes like wood. Oh, this has a citrus flavor. Where's that coming from? Oh, and all of that. But to say drink liquor, I could give that up easily. I wouldn't miss it. Wine, I would miss it because I like to drink the 2 ounces every day. Beer, well, yeah, I'd miss that because I have a habit of drinking it. You say it's an addiction. It's not an addiction, I don't think. It's just a habit, like coffee. You want to say it's an addiction, whatever you want to call it. I drink coffee every day, 3 cups a day minimum. Does it affect my life? Am I like totally discombobulated drinking it? No. If I don't drink it, I feel sick. No. Take that how you want to take it. If I don't drink beer, do I feel sick? I wouldn't know because I haven't missed any days since 1996. Maybe 2 or 3. Could be. Wouldn't know. Don't plan to find out. Thanks for watching this video production, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more brandy, the last of the taste challenges for the time being. It'll be Bisquit versus Delacour. And that's going to be a wipeout. I wouldn't even watch it if I were you. Thanks for watching, though.